Good evening. The Health Secretary has ordered an urgent review into the possible danger of some breast implants. Andrew Lansley said there now appears to be conflicting information about the silicone implants made by the French company PIP, but he's also sought to reassure those affected. Around 40,000 women in Britain are believed to have used them. An 18-year-old man has been remanded in custody, charged with the murder of a teenage babysitter. Catherine Winter, who was 19, had been looking after her sister's son and daughter in Borehamwood, Hertfordshire, on Boxing Day when she was attacked. Her body was found by her mother the following day. Today, Tony Bushby from Borehamwood appeared at Hatfields Magistrates Court, where he remanded in custody until Wednesday, when he'll appear at St Albans Crown Court. Sporting stars, together with comedians, actors and hundreds of local heroes, are all recognised in today's New Year's honours. Ronnie Corbett receives a CBE, the Open winner Darren Clarke gets an OBE, and Rory McIlroy, the youngest US Open winner for almost a century, gets an MBE. And finally, huge crowds of people gathered at Sydney's Harbourside to ensure the best views of the Australian city's famous New Year's Eve fireworks display. Thousands lined the harbour and filled the grounds of the iconic Sydney Opera House. Many had even camped overnight on Friday. More than 1.5 million people are thought to have watched the fireworks display at midnight, which happened at 1300 GMT. And that's it. Join me again after the national weather for a look back at 2011 and to welcome in 2012. See you then in a few minutes. Bye bye. Welcome back. There is little of 2011 left now, around a quarter of an hour to be exact, but what will you remember it for? The deaths of Elizabeth Taylor and Steve Jobs? The Japan tsunami? The News of the World closure? Or the royal wedding? I will reminisce now and look back at the highs as well as the lows. It's hard to believe 2011 has almost drawn to a close. In just 15 minutes, we will start the new year of 2012, where new challenges are upon us. However, before then, 2011 was quite a year for news reporting. Here is what the team here thought were the top 10 most popular and important stories to the public during 2011. The wedding of Prince William, Duke of Cambridge and Catherine Middleton took place on the 29th of April 2011 at Westminster Abbey in London. Prince William, the eldest son of Charles, Prince of Wales, first met Catherine Middleton in 2001 when they were studying at the University of St Andrews. Their engagement on the 20th of October 2010 was announced on the 16th of November 2010. The build-up to the wedding and the occasion itself attracted much media attention, with the service being broadcast live around the world and being compared and contrasted in many ways with the 1981 marriage of the Williams parents Charles, Prince of Wales and Lady Diana Spencer. Much of the attention focused on Kate Middleton's status as a commoner marrying into royalty. Between the 6th and the 10th of August 2011, several London boroughs and districts of cities and towns across England suffered widespread rioting, looting and arson, following a peaceful march on the 6th of August 2011 in relation to the police response to the fatal shooting of Mark Duggan by Metropolitan Police Service firearms officers on the 4th of August 2011. A riot began in Tottenham, North London. In the following days, rioting spread to several London boroughs and districts and eventually to some other areas of England, with the most severe disturbances outside London occurring in Bristol and the cities in the Midlands and northwest of England. Related localised outbreaks also occurred in many smaller towns and cities in England. As of the 15th of August, about 3,100 people had been arrested, of whom more than 1,000 had been charged. Arrests, charges and court proceedings continue. Initially, courts sat for extended hours. There were a total of 3,443 crimes across London linked to the disorder. Stephen Paul Jobs was the co-founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Apple Incorporated. Jobs was co-founder and previously served as chief executive of Pixar Animation Studios. He became a member of the board of directors of the Walt Disney Company in 2006, following the acquisition of Pixar by Disney. Jobs died at his California home around 3 p.m. on October 5, 2011, due to complications from a relapse of his previously treated pancreatic cancer, resulting in respiratory arrest. He had lost consciousness the day before and died with his wife, children, and sister at his side. Dame Elizabeth Rosamond Taylor, DBE, was a British-American actress. From her early years as a child star with MGM, she became one of the greatest screen actresses of Hollywood's golden age. As one of the world's most famous film stars, Taylor was recognized for her acting ability and for her glamorous lifestyle, beauty, and distinctive violet eyes. In November 2004, Taylor announced a diagnosis of congestive heart failure, a progressive condition in which the heart is too weak to pump sufficient blood throughout the body, particularly in the lower extremities, such as in the ankles and feet. In 2009, she underwent cardiac surgery to replace a leaky valve. In February 2011, new symptoms related to heart failure caused her to be admitted into Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles for treatment, where she remained until her death at the age of 79 on March 23, 2011, surrounded by her 4 children. Marco Simoncelli was an Italian motorcycle racer. He competed in the Road Racing World Championship for 10 years from 2002 to 2011. He started in the 125cc class before moving up to the 250cc class in 2006. He won the 250cc World Championship with Gilera in 2008. After 4 years in the intermediate class, he stepped up to the MotoGP class with the Honda team. Simoncelli died after an accident during the 2011 Malaysian Grand Prix at Sepang on the 23rd of October 2011. Simoncelli was involved in a collision with Colin Edwards and Valentino Rossi during the Malaysian Grand Prix at Sepang International Circuit. In 4th position during lap 2, Simoncelli's bike lost traction and in turn 11, and it started to slide towards the gravel, but the tyres regained traction and his bike suddenly veered across the track into the path of Edwards and Rossi, with Simoncelli hanging down on the right side. Sir James Wilson Vincent Saville, OBE, was an English disc jockey, television presenter and media personality best known for his BBC television show Jim'll Fix It, and for being the first and last presenter of the long-running BBC music chart show Top of the Pops. He was also known for his fundraising and support of various charities and hospitals, particularly Stoke Mandeville Hospital. He was widely honoured for his efforts. Police and paramedics were called to Saville's home at Roundhay in Leeds at 12:10 p.m. on the 29th of October 2011, where they had found his body. He was 2 days short of his 85th birthday. He had recently been treated in hospital for pneumonia, and police said that they were not treating his death as suspicious. His closed satin gold coffin was displayed at the Queen's Hotel in Leeds together with the last cigar he smoked and his 2 This Is Your Life books. Around 4,000 people visited to pay tribute. His funeral took place at Leeds Cathedral on the 9th of November 2011, and he was buried on the 10th of November at 12:30 p.m. at Woodland Cemetery in the seaside town of Scarborough. As his will had specified, his coffin was inclined at 45 degrees to fulfill his wish to see the sea. The coffin was later encased in concrete as a security measure. Seve Ballesteros was a Spanish professional golfer, a world number 1, who was one of the sport's leading figures from the mid-1970s to the mid-1990s. He gained attention in the golfing world in 1976 when at the age of 19 he finished second at the Open Championship. A member of a gifted golfing family, Ballesteros won 5 major championships between 1979 and 1988, the British Open Championship 3 times, and had the Masters tournament twice. He was also successful in the Ryder Cup, helping the European team to 5 wins, both as a player and captain, and won the World Match Play Championship to recording tying 5 times. He is best known for his great short game and his erratic driving of the golf ball. He is generally regarded as the greatest Spanish golfer of all time. On the 6th of May 2011, Ballesteros' family released a press release announcing that his neurological condition had suffered a severe deterioration. He died within hours of announcement in the early hours of the 7th of May 2011. His older brother confirmed the precise time of death at 2:10 a.m. CEST time. The 2011 earthquake off the Pacific coast of Tohoku was a magnitude 9 undersea megathrust earthquake off the coast of Japan that occurred on Friday the 11th of March 2011. It was the most powerful known earthquake to ever have hit Japan, and one of the 5 most powerful earthquakes in the world since modern record keeping began in 1900. The earthquake triggered powerful tsunami waves that reached heights of up to 40.5 meters and traveled up to 10 kilometers inland. The tsunami caused a number of nuclear accidents, primarily the ongoing Level 7 meltdowns at the 3 reactors in the Fukushima nuclear power plant complex, and the associated evacuation zones affecting hundreds of thousands of residents. Many electrical generators were taken down, and at least 3 nuclear reactors suffered explosions due to hydrogen gas that had built up within the outer containment buildings after cooling system failure. It was announced on the 7th of July 2011 that, after 168 years in print, the News of the World newspaper would print its final edition on the 10th of July 2011 following the revelations of the ongoing phone hacking scandal, with the loss of 200 jobs. The paper announced that all the profits from the final edition, 74 pence out of the £1 cover price, would go to good causes, and the advertising space would be given to charities. The remaining 26 pence for each copy went to retailers selling the paper and to wholesalers. Downing Street said it had no role in the decision. James Murdoch has claimed that the company is fully cooperating with the ongoing police investigations. The 10th of July 2011 edition of the News of the World carried its final headline, "Thank you and goodbye," superimposed on the top of a collage of past front pages. The back cover featured a quote from George Orwell in 1946 and a recent quote from a News of the World reader. The final edition also included a 48-page pullout documenting the history of the paper. Finally, and a story definitely worth mentioning, is our British forces who serve our country in the Afghanistan war. A total of 393 soldiers have been killed and 5,312 wounded as the war continues. Our thoughts are with them all here at GAP News, and I'm sure viewers at home too. Well, as London puts on a spectacular show, let me wish you all a very happy new year. For tonight, forget the money issues and other woes of the world. Whether you are with friends, family, in a group or alone, have a safe night. And on behalf of everyone here at GAP News, I hope you stay with us for the months ahead for what promises to be a momentous year. From Megan, me and everyone here at GAP News, a peaceful and prosperous 2012 to you all. I will see you later today, January the 1st, 2012. A very good night to you.